Hey guys, good to be here this week again for the weekly Oxen Labs update. On the session side, well, we finally released user config. That was last week, so it's been out for a while. The main goal of this week was to give the devs that were working on user config a little bit of a break. They're still working, but they're not working on necessarily a feature that's going to be released. There was a lot of stuff that was put kind of into the backlog while we were working on user config that we wanted to bring out again, some important tasks. So I know on Session Desktop they recently upgraded the Electron version and the Node version that they were using, as they were quite outdated, and that just took a bunch of time to resolve, like dependencies, things that didn't work anymore because some package had updated. So the developers went through and did that, which was something that couldn't happen while user config was happening, but can happen now. And I know on Android we did a bit of work looking at the startup of the application and how to optimize that a bit more this week. So yeah, it's been a lot of tasks that have been put onto the backlog coming back up. Some push notification stuff happening as well. Trying to get the Huawei push notification endpoints in right now so that we can support that on the next push notification update. So that's already in the server side, and we're working on the Android client side for that now as well. So yeah, just a bit of a more chilled out week on Session. Still making a lot of progress, but not particularly on the massive features that we're working on. Wanted to take a little bit of a break for some of the devs to do some of the tasks on the backlog. On Lokinet, we have some good news, which is Datagrams are finished. I've been talking about that for a few weeks, Datagram support. So that was finally merged early this morning, which is fantastic, which means the next job that the Lokinet team is going on to basically tomorrow is integrating libquick into Lokinet. So that will be... it'll be a medium task. It'll be there's a significant amount of work there to do. But some good news, we actually looked at the design and implementation of how we're going to do that, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit faster than we initially expected to integrate libquick into Lokinet. But of course the devil's in the details, so we'll actually see how that pans out over the next couple of weeks, and we'll have a much better idea of the timeline once we actually start integrating. Some other news on that, we did a little bit of testing on Windows as well, because previously we've been doing Linux testing, and the results were looking really good there as well in terms of the speeds that we were getting from an Australian box over libquick to a box in America. We were getting really good speeds there, so fantastic news there. And I think I recently sent a tweet out that was basically saying that Lokinet's getting up to, in the best cases, 700 megabits per second between remote connections now, which is really amazing. And if that goes into Lokinet and we can get similar speeds happening between two different nodes, that'll really mean that we'll be speeding up Lokinet a lot, essentially. It's not going to probably directly translate. There'll probably be some, there's definitely some overhead when you're going through multiple hops, but we're hoping to increase the speed massively, and also connection reliability as well is a big point. So that's why libquick is coming into Lokinet. So that's really big for us. And I think that's just about it for this week. There's some more notes, a few other miscellaneous things that we've done in the dev update if you go and read the whole thing. But that's about it, and I will see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Hey everybody, Josh here for another weekly lab update. So last week was a huge week actually. We released Session's long-awaited syncing update. This one was massive. Getting user config done, I'm pretty sure, almost broke the dev team. I could just see it in their faces every day, but they didn't break. They got it out, and it's actually been a massive undertaking. It's taken them months and months of hard work to get this thing out. I think it almost touched on every single part of the app to try do this. But it's out now, and we produced all the usual comms to go around with it, doing a release roundup for it, all of the social comms, and also we did a video explaining it with Kee, which we'll link in the description. It was really huge. The quirk with this particular update is, though, it doesn't actually go live until the 31st of July. And that's because a lot of the core functionality of this requires connecting with other people. So we need to give a period of time for the network to fully update before activating it somewhat. So if you don't see any changes to your device right now, that's fine, but you will see it on the 31st. So yeah, and speaking on the video side of things, we also did another video. We recorded it around metadata, what it is. It's more like a primer video, like what it is, what it means, how people use it, that kind of thing. So keep your eyes peeled because that's going to drop pretty soon. And we're also rejigging the way that we're doing videos as well to make sure that we take the parts that worked well in Q2, and also, are shunting the elements that didn't work as we continue on into Q3. Also, what we were doing was reaching out to our connections that we've made to try and get more guests, to get guests on the next the next batch of session tapes that we do for the podcast. So we were reaching out to people around that. And also, considering that I'm here in the present talking to you guys about last week, the big elephant in the room is our announcement around Scent and going to a layer 2. Now, we've got a whole bunch of content that we were creating last week, and we're going to keep creating and keep putting out for this week and for the coming weeks, because we want to involve the community as much as possible. So you're going to keep hearing a lot more about it in the next weeks, and especially from me in the next lab update. For now, just keep your eyes peeled. We're going to have AMAs coming at you. We're going to have videos, and keep giving us your thoughts in the community. And then we'll just keep dishing out content to you so we can all build this and work towards the same direction. But yeah, that's it from me this week, and I'll catch you guys next time.